What up, guys? Jason Guyman here with King of Pressure Wash, and tonight I didn't come on last night, which is my normal Sunday night. I was there's a big fireworks show that shuts down the whole Ohio River, and I was on water rescue, and so that's where I was at last night for Sunday night. But I want to talk about pricing. I want to talk about pricing. I've been on a price kick here lately because I just want to talk about pricing, because pricing, I believe, is very important. A lot of times people don't believe that you can do it in my area, and you know, it's self-limiting beliefs, and I want to crush that, right? I want to show you why it is important that we do premium pricing. I want to show you the importance of it. Again, I know I've also talked about this on the Christmas light side. I also talk about it on the pressure washing side. And so my good friend Jason Hefner, who is down in Florida, sent me some screenshots of why it is important that we do pricing, right? Why is it important to do premium pricing? And that's why I wanted to hit on that, and I will show you a screenshot of what he did and how you are able to do this also. And then obviously I can't stay on here too long because tonight is Monday Night Marketing, so I will only be on here for about 40 minutes so I can get off and get back on for my Monday Night Marketing. And if you want to check that out, it's a Zoom call. You can go to King of Pressure Wash and there. But before we get started, I like doing the book of the week. The book of the week is Good to Great by Jim Collins. It is a good book. I haven't actually even started reading it yet, but I've got to start reading it because I got to read 3 chapters by Thursday. And so this is the book that I am going to get you on and get you reading. So that is what I want you to do, and that's what you need to be doing also. We got Mr. Dan from Cleveland, Ohio, says, "What's up, Jason? How are you doing?" We got Clash, but Jason, I'm in Alabama. They don't have money. You know, if I heard that saying you can't do it in my area, you just don't understand, Jason. Jason, you just don't get it, Jason. Jason, you are crazy, Jason. And it's not just even on my pressure washing side either. That's the best part of it all. It's even on my Christmas light side. And you know, this is what drives me crazy, of hearing people do this, say this, and you know, it drives me freaking bonkers. It literally does. And I'm not just saying that to say it, but this literally drives me bonkers. And so this is what I'm talking about. You know, and this is just people not very smart is all it is. I don't know. It's not that you're not smart. It's just that you don't believe in yourself and you don't think that you can do this. And so this is where we are going to hit on, and this is why we're going to do this. How long does SH last without using it? Usually you can get away for about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on how hot it is, if it's in the sun, all of that, if it's cool, all that. Finish The Power of Thinking Big today. That is a great book too. Don't just read it, but implement it, right? Get out of the mindset, right? If you want to talk about one of the first books talking about mindset, and talks about, you know, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too whatever it might be, it was literally this book here, The Power of Thinking Big, and it was written in like the 1950s. And so it's a pretty good book, and it's a pretty cool thing to see how you can do this. Clash, I feel your pain. Where I live, the average household is $50,000. But if you only knew about Clash pressure washing, about what he's hitting on here in Alabama, because his average ticket is like $1,500, and he's done $200,000 already since the beginning, since March, basically, because January and February we were slow, and he's already done $200,000. And you might say, well, he's just lucky, right? He don't know. He listens to this guy. And I'm not just saying that to be like blowing my smoke up your tail, but he does. And, you know, he's invested in himself. He's still invested in himself. And guess what happens when you do that? You're able to make $200,000. And if you look at the justice map, you would be like, there ain't no money down there. It's in Alexander, is it what is it? Alexander, Alabama or something. Oh, Lord. Big time Florida pricing, home of the $49 guy. Can't charge that here, you know. And this is another guy, Dan, right? He is another guy that I've got guys in this area that will tell you can't make that in Charlotte. They're just $2,099 guys. But they're doing it too. My average ticket is $1,335. I'm at $202,000 for the year. Jason, real quick, pull up 84 Davis Boulevard, Florida. Don't hate the job, but got the lead from a $3 yard sign. Needless to say, they work. Well, yeah, they work. I wouldn't tell you to do it if they didn't. All right, let's get this show on the road. So this is kind of, on my Christmas light channel, I posted a video of $10 to $12 a foot. I know this ain't Christmas lights, but it is something that, reason why I did it is because people fire me up like this. And so this is what I've got, right? Good luck. I wish you all the best while we have inflation. So everything else is going up, and this is what I wrote. Prices, gas, insurance, and you plan to keep your prices the same. How's that going to work for your business? Any plans for becoming a nonprofit soon? Right? Because if we're not making profit, we are going out of business. And I don't care if this is a Christmas light business. I don't care if this is a pressure washing business. I don't care what kind of business you're in. If you're not here to make profit, you're here to go home and you're not going to be in business, because that's how business works. Business works is you make money so you don't have to go work somewhere else. If you want to do it for free, that's fine. You're just going to be out of business. And, you know, I hear it all the time, you know, Jason, you can't get it this, you can't get that, you can't get this, right? And, you know, as I talk about this, the reason why I kind of got on this kick, because I got that the other day, and then Jason sent me a picture of this here. Right here, right? So he's doing a house wash for $1,200, the window cleaning for $725. They actually didn't do the window cleaning. They're doing the driveway cleaning for $450, screen clean $300, deck cleaning. It ended up being $2,300.50. Now, here's the thing about Jason Hefner down in Florida of the $49 guys. When Jason first started doing this job of pressure washing, he was one of my very first mentors. That was when I did Voxer way back when, and he was one of my very first one. He actually paid for the year and paid $650 to do it for the year. That deal is no more. But when he did that deal, that was his last $650. They were not in good shape to be giving me $650. And when he first started doing this, and I told him, you just got to follow the process. You got to follow the process. You got to follow the process. You just got to follow the process. It's not just going to open up an easy button of hitting the easy button and the money gods are just going to start pouring money down on you. You got to follow the process and you got to take action. And basically, Jason said, you can't do that down here. There's only $49. You can't make money down there. And I said, the number one thing I'll tell you is quit worrying about your freaking competition. The people that worry about their competition, that means you're not worried about your own business. You're putting more time and focus into a business that's not even yours, right? You're probably putting more time and business in their business, worrying about their business, than they put in their own business. And that does no good at all. Quit worrying about everybody else and worry about yourself. And so he was one that I remember when he got his first $1,000 day. Now he's getting $2,000. I remember when he got his first $10,000 month, and he's never made less than $10,000 in a month. right? And he's made $20,000-$30,000 in a month. And this is a guy that's working part-time, right? It's a part-time job. He literally has a full-time firefighter job. He's a full-time firefighter, and he's he does pressure washing on the side. And he doesn't work many weekends because that takes time away from your kids or his kids, and he wants to be more for the family. And so this is a way that he was able to grow his business, right? You got to understand that this is in Florida. There's $100 to $99 guys around. You know, Christmas lights, it's the same way. And people think, well, you're just trying to rate people. No, how about I'm giving value, right? How about I answer the phone when they call? How about I'm spending money on ads to give them what they want? How about I have a website that tells them all their information that they want? How about I'm doing social media that gives them all the information that they want? So that way when they come to me, I'm an expert. Now, if you don't want to be an expert and you're just going to be a guy that shows up and don't do anything, that's a different story. But, you know, I promise that the house is going to be clean to the best of my ability that I can get it clean, and that is where I am at. You know, in the Christmas light business, they're like, oh, here's the thing. I guarantee you it cost you twice as much, if not 3 times as much, to clean a house as it did this year as it did last year. It cost you probably 2 to 3 times more to clean that house this year than it did last year, right? Gas has went up, your insurance has went up, taxes has went up, your food bills has gone up, your your bleach has gone up. You know, when I was in business here, and this was 5 years ago, I was in business here, bleach was under $2. DJ's paying over $5 a gallon here, and he's price shop doing different things to be able to get it at $5 a gallon, right? So everything has going up. And if you sit there and think, well, you just don't know how, no, you don't understand how business works is the thing, right? So many people want to see how much they do. You know, and when I start talking about Christmas lights, it's even worse because, you know, I'm wanting you to charge way more, and people will be like, see, I already got one right here. The Florida market is hard. But is it? Is it? Because the question is, the person that I just posted this $2,300 ticket is in Florida, right? And I can show you other people that do the same thing. And so at the end of the day, it's up here. The mindset that you believe that it's hard, you're right, it will be hard. And I'm not getting on you, John. I'm just telling you, the more I see and the more I help people and the more I teach people, it's the reason why it's hard is because you don't believe that you're good enough to do it. You don't understand it. You don't help your customer understand. You try to sell pressure washing instead of selling customer service and the best that you are. And that's why things are hard, right? If you answer your phone, 9 times out of 10, the person on the other side is going to be like, man, you're the first person to answer the phone. Nobody else answers their phones. Well, amazing that. Wow. Answering your phone. The hardest thing to do is answer your phone. People won't freaking answer the phone. And then some people answer the phone and they probably shouldn't answer the phone because they're in a hurry, they don't pay attention, and that is a problem. If you want to get your business to $1 million a year, open your mindset and listen to the guys that've been there, right? I've been there. I understand it. It is hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is easy. I would be lying to say if it's easy. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to change your mindset. Because if you believe that there's nobody out there that will be able to do the more than $99 guys, I'm showing you right here that is proof that people can do more than that. You know, the reason why you don't have it is because you're too afraid to ask for it. And then, you know, here's the thing of it. If you think about it this way, if you're too afraid to ask for it, here's the problem with it, right? If you are too afraid to ask for, you know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. If you're doing Christmas lights, $5,000. If you're doing house washes, $4,000 or $5,000. If you don't ask for it, you won't get it. I promise you. You know, and you know what? On the other hand, you're not going to get every job either. That's another guaranteed. You're not going to get every job. You know, here's the deal with this here. So for a $2,300 day, His close rate isn't very good. It's about 30%. But guess what? 30% is going to make him $300,000 this year. So if your close rate 30%, you got the 80. They always say 20% of your customers are the 80%, and pays 80% of your bills, because the 20% of the customers are your best customers. And so you have to think about this, and as you start growing, you have to look at and say, all right, who do I want as my customers? A lot of times I look at this, and I go with Christmas lights, and it does work with pressure washing too, is if you're at a 30% close rate, that means you get 7 no's. 7 no's for 3 yeses. And so a lot of times when I ask people, what's your close rate? They'll be like, oh, it's 80%. Okay. What if it is 80%? So that means you got 8 yeses, and you got 8 yeses, and you got 2 no's. What if you flip-flop that? Right? Because most people that have an 80% close rate, their average ticket, when I hear it, is $300 to $500. $300 to $500. That's all it is. And most of the time, it's about $300. And they're closing 80%. Right? So they're closing 80% with a $300. What if you doubled your prices and you closed 40%, and your average ticket went up to $600, $700? You do half the work and make the exact same amount of money. Now, to me, that sounds really good to me. I mean, who wouldn't want to do half the work and make the same amount of money? And I'll go a step further, because Chip up here said he just did his average ticket was $1,300, right? His average ticket is $1,300. And so with his average ticket of $1,300, for you $300 guys, it takes you 4 jobs to do the exact, and don't even do the same amount of work as it does his one job. But his average ticket is $1,300 for the year. And so as we look at this, and as we start pushing for this, there's a reason why I push for the higher prices. Is there anything special with Chip? Nope. There ain't a special thing about Chip. Him and his wife, there ain't nothing special about them, right? But they're killing it, right? And, is he spending money in marketing? Absolutely he is. Is he sending out door hangers or EDDM? Absolutely he is. Is he doing Facebook stuff? Absolutely. Is he doing ads? Absolutely. Because that's what you do. People that think that they can't make money because if you're not marketing, it isn't going to do you no good in the end. Because the 2 people you get, you're probably not going to close either one of them at high pricing. So that's the whole goal is out of 10 people, out of 100 people, did you close 10 people? And that's a lot of no's, right? That's what Christmas lights is. Christmas lights is 10 to 15, 20%. So it's even harder in Christmas lights. I personally put out 5,000 flyers at homes around the lake this past week. The value of these homes was probably $10 billion. Follow the money where it is. My wife says I'm very special. Well, yeah, I'd say that is true. But right, you have to go out there and make things happen. You have to go find where your people are. The $300 house washes aren't very much right now, because the people that are paying $300 don't have the money to pay $300. Last year their grocery bill has doubled or tripled, and that was the $300 that they were paying to do that house wash, and they ain't got that money right now. So the $300 house washes aren't our customers. I always talk about where our customer is. He's going to the $10 billion houses and doing door hangers, so that way people will know who he is, right? And guess what? That's what you got to do. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't just grow on trees and hit the easy button. It takes time. And here's the thing: you can do this. It's not something that it's impossible. It's not hard. It's harder than you would like to be. And this is a Michael Burnoff statement, right? It's hard for you right now because you're not where you want to be at. The Florida market is hard for guys selling new equipment. Tons of low hour, barely used out there. All the people with money in New York and California came to Florida. $6 power washing. My team answers every phone call. Quotes turn back within 24 hours, if not sooner. And we want it sooner, right? We want them within hours. Hours. It's better the hours. The more hours that go by, the worse off it's going to be. It's not that hard. It's just harder than you want it to be. Get out there and put a couple hundred yard signs and put out 10,000 rack card flyers. Do hard things daily to get valuable rewards. It's kind of like, I know I've said it with Mr. Hamosi says, do something 100 times, 100 days in a row. Whether it's 100 minutes, it's $100, whatever it is, and do it for 100 days and don't miss, and you'll be surprised what you can turn around and do. Go where the money is. Those high ticket ones remind me of lives, pressure wash help, etc. If you don't get off your butt, then you won't make it very long in business. And I think that's the thing that aggravates me the most, is watching people want to see this to be successful and not do anything, right? They will do stuff as in go buy $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of equipment, but they won't do nothing else. They won't do Facebook Lives. If you did Facebook Lives and showed yourself and all that, everybody's so scared to do that. And I get it. It can be hard. It is hard. Me getting on here doing this isn't easy. My brother, my middle brother was like, Jason, you need to go live for 2 hours. I'm like, bro, you go live for an hour and I'll go live for 2 hours. And he come back and after 15 minutes, he's like, I don't know how you do it. And so, it is hard to do this. Have I learned? Sure I have. Have I gotten better? Sure I have. But practice makes perfect, right? And there's never going to be perfect. If you wait to the perfect time, you will never start your business. You will never do your first Facebook Live. You will never do that. Jason, one of the first things in our, when he was in my mentorship in the very beginning, one of the things I challenged him is to go and do a Facebook Live every day. And he kind of kicked and fought, but he did it. He did it in my group first, and then he started pushing it out there. And look, he's got a $2,300 ticket for 1 day's worth of work. Now, that's what it's about. It's about doing hard things. And you know what? When you do hard things, things will come to you. That's just the way it works. It's pretty awesome. And so it is definitely something that you have to go out there and do this. It isn't just going to come to you because you just wanted to do whatever. Right? It is definitely the consistency, right? It's consistent, prolific, and relentless. When it's 100 degrees out there, you're still doing your 10 and 20 around. When it's 100 degrees out there, you're still putting out your yard signs. When it's 100 degrees, it's the last day of the job, you're still walking that 10 around that house, even when you don't want to. You're stopping and putting out that sign when you're like, this is the dumbest thing ever. I don't know why I'm putting this sign out. And the next thing you know, it's a $10,000 job, right? It's a $10,000 commercial job. It's a $20,000 commercial job that called off of that 1 yard sign. You don't know how much that 1 yard sign might be. You might get that $300 house wash off that yard sign that he's a business owner or a property manager that manages $100,000 worth of work that you do for him. And it all comes off of that one sign, right? We were talking about this in mentorship this week about how we don't look at the lifetime, the ROI, lifetime ROI. how much is that customer worth in the lifetime? So if you spend $1,000 in marketing and you got one customer and it was $300 and that's all you got in the beginning, but then $20,000 later because they knew somebody or was the property manager of something, right? And so we don't know how much a customer is worth. Some customers might only be worth $500. Some customers might be worth $300,000-$400,000. You know, some customers are great referral partners. They will tell everybody, right? They're like the blabbermouth of the city. They will tell everybody, and as long as you take care of them, they will tell everybody and how awesome you are. And this is why it is so important that we do this. You know, and then what about that person that give you a 5-star review, and now since you got that 5-star review, someone looked at that 5-star review and they used you, right? And this is why it's all about the little things. We want to see what button can we push, Jason, that is just going to blow my phone up. Well, there's lots of buttons. You know, there's a reason why I talk about following the system, following the process, right? Are you putting out yard signs? Are you putting out door hangers? Are you doing your 5-arounds? Are you doing your Facebook stuff? Are you posting in Facebook groups every week? Are you posting on Facebook itself every week? Are you doing Facebook Lives? Are you doing Google ads? Are you doing Facebook ads? Are you doing EDDM? Are you doing whatever might work? And you don't know what works, right? You don't know what works unless you do testing. And so I've had people put out 10 signs and said, Jason, signs don't work. Oh, really? Signs don't work, huh? You put out a whopping 10 signs. You're right. They don't work if you only put out 10 signs. Go out there and 10x that, and then come back and tell me what you do. And when you put out 100, 10x it again, because that's where you need to be at. If you put out 1,000-yard signs, how much will your phone? It might not work, because you might have put all this stupid stuff on the yard sign that don't need to be on the yard sign, right? Put pressure washing and a big phone number, and you put out 1,000 of those yard signs, I will guarantee you will make your money back way faster than you think it will. That's how that works. If my competitor is putting up 10 yard signs, I'm putting up 25. If he puts up 100 door hangers, I'm doing 1,000. How bad do you want to be busy? That's the question. That's the question. That's a good question right there. How bad do you want it? If your competitor, everybody's so worried about their competitors. Well, let me ask you this. Are you 10xing your competitor? If he's posting once a week, are you posting twice a day, every day, right? If he's putting out 25-yard signs, are you putting out 50 or 100, right? Because if you don't want it, you ain't gonna get it. There is no easy button. I've said this over and over and over. As I look at this and as we do this, when Jason sent me this here, because the reason why I love this is he's the one that said literally you can't do this in Florida because it's only $99, guys, right? And he got a $2,350 house wash, driveway cleaning, blah, 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 deck cleaning, that kind of stuff. And you want to know what else is awesome about this customer? It ain't even the first time he's done work for this customer. So this customer is going to be worth $5,000 or $10,000, and that's the whole point of what I'm trying to get across here. What are you doing to make things happen? Can you tell me that the economy sucks and all that? Sure, it does. But what are you doing? Where are you knocking on doors? Are you trying to flip rocks? Are you in the high dollar neighborhoods? Are you doing the things that you need to do? Are you doing Facebook Lives? Or are you sitting there whiny, crying, butting about you can't make money? Or are you so worried? Are you on the internet looking at all this awesome equipment and wanting to buy more equipment because that's going to make you faster and that's going to make you do whatever? I've got a guy out of New York doing $200,000 a year with a 4-gallon-a-minute pressure washer and a pump-up sprayer, and that's all he's got. He don't have hose reels. He don't have any of that stuff. He puts it in garbage cans and is killing it. he's bought the stuff. He's been too busy to put it together. So what's your excuse? In the last 2 weeks, we got 50% of our 50 to leave us 5-star reviews. Reviews sell jobs. Absolutely 100% on that. Why waste time to see or watch what the competitors are doing? Be your own business and worry about your own. But F-bomb, they're pulling my signs out, and they're doing it for $99, and this guy's doing it for $79. So how am I supposed to charge $500 like Jason is saying when this guy's going to do it for $49? Well, my first thing is you're already checking in on him. How about you call him and see if he answers his phone? I would about bet that would be no. Let's go look at his 5-star reviews. How many 5-star reviews you think he has? Goose egg. You know, here's another thing that I want to hit on too, because this was kind of cracks me up. So Jason was when he went to the bleach store, he's the big dog now, right? He made it to YouTube because he talks to me, and I've helped him grow, and now everybody else wants to know his secret. And and Jason is always worried about his competitor, always. And I like giving him crap about it. He's always sending me pictures of equipment for sale and all this crap. And and some of his big competitors have went out of business. Why? Because he thought those were the big dogs. He thought that was the big guys. And the big guys went out of business. Can you believe that? And so you got to just look at this. You got to see what you're doing, and you can grow your business. And you might just think, oh, I'm just a pressure washer. You're right. You're just a pressure washer. You're a high successful pressure washing business company, right? And that's the awesome thing about this. You don't have to be special. There's nothing special about this at all. The only thing special is are you taking action? Are you working on what you need to do? Are you doing the 5 rounds? Are you doing 20 rounds? Are you doing 10 rounds? Are you doing the things you need to do, right? Instead of just doing 5 around, go 2-3 houses down, cross the street, do all those, and come back and do 3 over here. So now we did 6. Now we're doing 12 around. Right? And plus the yard sign in the yard, and yard sign at the end of the street, and the yard sign down the road from there. And that's what we got to do. There's nothing special about this. I know I've been saying this so many times, but there's literally nothing special about this at all. Zero. None. Nothing special. I've seen more people that have had successful businesses that when you look at them, you're like, how the heck is this guy making money? Because it's not about that he's special. He's figured out how to get that phone to ring. He knows that if he puts out enough yard sign, that phone's going to ring. He knows if he does Facebook Lives, that phone's going to ring. He knows that if he posts in the groups. I got a fireman right now that works fire time at the firehouse, and he posts in the groups every day for 5 days a week, and he's at like 125, 130 right now. And this is a part-time gig. He's a full-time firefighter. And so when he sits on the throne, he posts in Facebook groups. And guess what? That's what he did. Benjamin Gregory. There ain't nothing special about Benjamin Gregory. He's got ADD. He can't focus to save his life. He's been in this business. He was in this business in 2015 when I was in business here in my area. He's doing over $1 million a year just doing pressure washing, just a pressure washing guy. He finally got off the truck, or getting off the truck. He's just a pressure washer guy doing $1 million a year. It can be done. It's not rocket science. People think this is some rocket science to make 6 figures. It's not. You know what it's about? Being consistent, relentless, and prolific. Doing the hard things. When it gets hard, you keep pushing through. And it sucks sometimes. Sometimes we get in ruts and we get in the comfort zone and we're like, we don't want to do this. But guess what? You got to. If you don't put in the time now to bring in your own work, And if you don't take the drive within yourself to do it, then you won't need to worry about it later because you won't have it. Kind of slow in Florida, but I got my website and my Google My Business up and running. What should I do next? Google Ads or anything that will help traffic? I'd work on your 5-star reviews, keep working on your Google My Business, and if I did anything, it would be Google local service ads is what I would do. They're working for $79 or $99 or even $199. I get off my butt and bring in 600 to 4K single jobs. People pay for my services and my experience. I know it's a little late, but I've been watching you for a while now, and I remember seeing your lives on Christmas sites. For that would I have to change my business name and everything associated? No, you would not. Christmas site, if you want to do a Christmas site business, you can do a DBA, doing business as, and change it with the state, and that way you can get your bank accounts through that, and you can get your insurance will stay the same, and you can do it all through the DBA, doing business as. And that way, if you want to do 2 separate businesses, that's fine. You'll have to do different bank accounts, different insurance, everything like that. But if you do it as a DBA, then that way you can keep it all the same, and then you can do it from there. And it makes it way easier to do that. Do people do the same marketing to get to 100,000 as the same to get to 1 million? Actually, that's kind of funny you asked that. So I asked David Hamill, right? David Hamill up here. He's doing over $1 million. I asked Wes, that's going to do 2.5 million this year. He's almost going to do $3 million in pressure washing business. And you know what what both of them said? They both do signs. David Hamill just put up here that they passed out 5,000 door hangers. Where was it at up here? He passed out. I personally put out 5,000 flyers at homes around the lake this past week, right? So that should answer your question. Do they do some things that look better now? Sure they do. Do they have a better website? Sure they do. Do they answer questions on their website? Absolutely they do, right? But is there anything magic about it? Nope. They get yard sign, or they use yard signs. So I asked Wes how many yard signs he put out. He said he just bought 7 pallets of it. So if you look, that's probably about 3,000 yard signs, 2,000 to 3,000 yard signs. I asked David Hamill. He put out 1,000 to 1,500 yard signs this year, right? That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing special to scale up. It's just you do more of it, right? Yeah, we can do some Google ads, and that's probably going to bring some in, and we're going to do some Google local ads. That's going to bring some people in. You're going to do LinkedIn. That's going to bring commercial work in. You're going to maybe do some email marketing. That's going to bring some work in. You're still going to do your Facebook. You're still going to do everything, right? You still have to do everything to be able to keep you going, right? That's what you're going. You're going after your 5-star reviews. You're trying to get a 5-star review on every job because that helps your ranking out. That helps grow your business. That's why you do it for. If I remember, last time I checked, Wes has over 1,000 5-star reviews, I believe, if I remember right. Wise guys. I'm going to go check because I want to make sure. Wise Guys Pressure Washing. Pressure Washing. Let's see how many reviews he has. Yep. See, look. He's got a crap ton. 1,292 reviews, right? Because it makes it better, right? It's what you do. It's how you got to grow your business, right? This is what you have to do. He has 1,000 and 1,200 5-star reviews. Look, he does videos. Wise Guys, story about Wise Guys, exterior cleaning. Wise Guys, he's on LinkedIn. He's on Yelp. He's got 23 reviews on Yelp. He's on Instagram. He's got his website, right? He's got his story. People like to hear your story. He's got lots of pictures. That's what you got to do. You have to do all of it. It isn't one thing. And if we go in here and look at his pictures, he's got lots of pictures. He just don't got 10 pictures. He has hundreds of pictures, I bet. See? Hundreds of pictures. And guess what else are in these pictures? These aren't just before and afters. It's a before and after with his freaking sign. It's his truck. It's his people, his trucks. It's his people. It's his people. It's his people. It's his truck. It's his truck and his people. It's his people. It's his people. It's his truck. It's his people, right? It's his people. Do you see what I'm going after? It's more people. It's because that's who they're doing the work with, and his signs, and more people and more people. Why are you showing the people? Why, Jason, you keep telling me about his people? Because that's what people want. People buy from people. They want to know who's showing up on their job. Look, he's got his little safety vest on. He's keeping everything, right? We got his people. So, Jason, you know how many times I do go to people's website and I'll be like, where are you at? And you can't find them at all. Like, you literally cannot find you at all. Like, I can look for you and I can search for you and I cannot find you to save my life. Like, I will not be able to find you. Like, you are not on anything, right? You're not on anything. Look, it's his people. The people, right? It's the people. Look, people. It's his guys. It's more of his guys. He's got his reviews, right? Our reviews. Look, more pictures of his people, because that is what sells. Look, people. Actually, there's no people there. That one disappointed me. People. You do work with people. You don't do work with no people. Right? The before and after pictures, and especially when you do before and after pictures of the trailer, that's not your customer, right? That is not your customer. So quit putting pictures of you doing work on that trailer. That was amazing before and after picture, but you don't care. That's not your customer, right? I'd rather you show a picture that's something that's not dirty of your people or of you, so that way you will be way better in the end. Mr. F-Bomb, you as your own sales to customer, and it's knowledge that brings value to your customer. Stop talking, listening to the customer, answer the questions, send their estimate, answer the phone. Stop talking, listen. This here is huge. They'll tell you what they want. They will tell you what they want. They will tell you how to sell to the customer. $1,000 or $190,000 in estimate this year. Our close rate is 47%. 217 5-star reviews. Not bad. Just a man and his wife. We started August in 1st, 2021. We put out 100 yard signs a month. That's only 3 or 4 a day. Late in bed with COVID since the huge listening, drinking Gatorade. There was a lot of people got COVID out of that. We are pushing 700 Google reviews, 100 Facebook reviews. Reviews sell, and especially when people tell stories about how they found you in their comments. You know, this is the thing about it. When you start doing this and you start focusing on the little things, your reviews will tell you the little things, right? If I go back over, I could go into Hamill's reviews, I can go into these reviews, and I'll show you what I mean. When you start focusing on this here, and you do this, right? Wow, the team. Oh, I don't know. Well, let's see if it'll allow me to go there. Well, I know where I can go here, because I'd rather go here because I want to actually see the reviews. So, right. So if I click on the reviews here. Click on the review. My mouse is being crazy. So if I click on the reviews, after we used Wise Guys a few years ago, We were very pleased. I asked them to do my daughter's 1920s estate in Buckhead. Tyler, look, this is even better when they put the names in there. That's even better. Tyler came out. Look, writing a book and sending pictures. That is awesome. Next one, Andrew and Stefan did an extraordinary job. It looks like a different house. We had them do the roof, the entire siding, the walkways. The roof was dirty. Tyler Watson was initially the reason why we had hired this company. They were not the cheapest, but they were by far the most professional by a mile. What? Are you telling me that they paid somebody that wasn't the cheapest? No way. Why would anybody? And you want to know what their average ticket is? $1,700. But they're not the cheapest because it's not about being the cheapest. Everybody wants to think they want to be the cheapest, and that's the dumbest thing you can do. Why do you want to be the Walmarts of the world? Yes, is there a spot for Walmarts in the world in pressure washing business? Yes, but 9 times out of 10, they go out of business. There's only one Walmart. You know why there's only one Walmart? Because they take over the cheap people. And so you can be that cheap people, and you're going to get eaten up by Walmarts. So go be the high-end person, and guess what? Look, they were not the cheapest, but they were far by the most professional by a mile. From my own job, I appreciate professionalism, presentation. That includes education on what they will do, our goals, and personalized, typed up, itemized quote about 15 minutes later. Not an hour later, not 2 hours later, not 24 hours later. 15 minutes. I called 9 companies in the area. Most didn't want to come out to the house to even look at it. I recommend these guys to all my clients, home sellers, and buyers. I wish I took before photos, the pic of the garden wall before that's the house and completely cleaned up. So this is why and this is right, these are new reviews. Our internet has been out since Monday, just now restored. Sorry the delay. Andy and Jarrett did an outstanding job. The house, the driveway, the walkway are cleaner than the day in 1995 when we moved in. We have had wise guys back in 2. We will have wise guys back in 2 years. Again, naming everybody. Very detailed, professional, and detail-oriented. Right? When you do the little things, it will come out in your reviews. And this is so important because people want this, right? When people see that I'm detailed and oriented, guess what? We had the works, a whole house wash, pressure wash, a driveway. Mario even climbed back on the roof, hand wash skylights that couldn't be seen because of years of free to breathe. I recommend it. I don't know what else I need to say, guys. People think there's this magic stuff that makes it happen, and it really is about being consistent, prolific, and relentless. That is what makes people grow their business. You know, I think that as people grow their business, it is definitely something that you have to do. Google verified reviews. I'm still working to try to figure out how they help. They're supposed to help. That's all I know of what I've heard. I can do an estimate on site and send it there. Jason, thanks for all you do. I work full-time as a trooper and still managed to pull in $70,000 my first year pressure washing as a side job using everything you preach. Well, brother, that is awesome, you know, and it is awesome. And I don't sit here to tell you just to blow smoke up people's tail, because if that's what you want, I'm not that person. But it does take hard work. It does take an action, and you got to take action. And I don't care what action you have to take. You have to take action. So my action right now is I got to get off here because in 10 minutes I got a marketing Zoom call that will be on our marketing mastermind Zoom call, coaching call. And if you want to go check it out, you can join at kingofpressurewash.com, and you'll have to go to the little. If you need to, just message me that you joined. I'll go check it and I'll send you the link right away. So that way you can be in there. Also, the if you want to, you can go to KPW Train. I'm having my in-person training. I'm also teaching Christmas lights this winter. So if you need to learn about pressure washing, it's a hands-on class. It's actually hands-on. It's not Jason talking, and it's actually Jason talking, Jason showing, and you doing. So that'll be Friday. Saturday is all-day marketing. We go over about 8 to 10 hours of marketing and sales and how to grow a business. And then Sunday, we will be doing all Christmas lights. So you can go check out kpwtrain.com. Where do you recommend keyword research? Google. Go to Google and start typing in stuff and start seeing what stuff is out there. That's one of the best ways to do it. You can use other tools. I mean, I use different tools, but I'll tell you another tool that works. ChatGPT. And there's actually some plugins you can use for ChatGPT to do it also. So that's how you can do it. But other than that, I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you all later.